Hi guys, it's Ruthie with the Popple Backyard Farm. I want to show you some of the work I'm doing on Matthew, which I just started. I'm taking every wide margin Bible I can find that I own and going through the whole Bible with them. And so if I feel like working on Matthew, I can. And at the same time, I can read through that Bible too. And this is a great Bible actually. This is the Daystar Hope and Encouragement Bible, and I really like this. And right now, the times that we're living in are trying, and some days you just pick up the Bible and just read and don't let the world go by. Make Bible study your hobby. It will strengthen you. I don't usually write anything on the presentation pages because when I'm done with this Bible, I'm going to donate it. This is what I do with all the Bibles as I'm working on them and doing my studies. But I like to write in the beginning how long it takes to get through a book of the Bible. I have them written somewhere. You can also go on YouTube and look for the Bible and then just write how much time it took to read it. But Genesis is 3 hours and 35 minutes. But I am working in the book of Matthew in this Bible. I'm not going to do a review on this Bible. I think I already did. You can look through my Bibles and find that. My reviews, I should say. But this is what I am doing. I am going through this verse by verse. So I start with the intro, and I'll give you a little insight to help you. So I wrote Levi is the author, a tax collector, written to the Jews. Matthew 1:1, the book of the generations of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. I think I actually had something written before this, an intro. Maybe not. Maybe not. I did it. Okay. The son of Abraham. So this is Jesus' royal line, King David. Genealogies were important to Jewish people. It indicated priestly line and property rights. So it was real important for them, for the genealogies. Another thing you need to know with, genealogies, families, and all that, maybe not necessarily for the genealogy, but when they talked about families, they weren't talking about mom, dad, 2 kids. They were talking about households. Abraham had servants and concubines. I don't think he had concubines, but say they could have. Say a family would be. Let's start it this way. They'd have their servants. They'd have their concubines. If they had concubines, they'd have their wives. They'd have their kids, because they all lived together like a little tribe. And so it'd be that whole group of people would be considered like a family. Okay, so that's something that is important to know. So it wasn't just, like the American family, pretty much boy, girl, mom, dad, kind of thing. So, let's see if I can go into the next verse. So, I have Matthew 2 somewhere. Here it is. Okay, so then I wrote, Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. Okay, so now here I talked a little bit about Judah. Now, Jacob had his oldest son was Reuben, okay? But the older boys weren't responsible, so Judah became the head of the family, okay? So he was, when you're going to read about this in the end of Genesis. So now we don't see Reuben, we see Judah here, okay? But this is showing too Jesus' line. So Jesus came from Judah, okay? So Reuben would have been the head of the family, but Jesus came through Judah. But when you read the line of Jacob, he became the head of the family. So Judah did. So somewhere in his life, when they took Joseph and did all those bad things to him, he had a change of heart. And if you study out his life, it's pretty interesting, and especially since he's written in the genealogy of Jesus. So as I'm going through verse by verse, I'm just picking out little things, and say I get done with Matthew and gonna go through the Bible again and again. Each time, you get richer and richer in the things that you learn, the preaching that you hear, the books that you read, the studies that you do. So this one here, I'm going to like pull out as much as I can, and within reason, to go to the next verse and going through. And then say I'm sitting here and I just say, oh, I guess I'm going to just, I'm doing some of this, and then I'll read over here some. So I'm just, every wide margin Bible that I have, right now I'm devoting to that project. And I don't care if there's something written in it ahead of time. I'm just not, I'm more like, let's just do it. I'm not worried about perfection. I'm just in a different place in my life. I'm 63. So I have here some other notes in this Bible, like I was just praying, and I can put prayers in here too, if I, because I'm an intercessor, so I might pray for someone. Like I met somebody yesterday, and she asked me to pray for her, and I put her in my treasure devotional. So I was just sitting there and stuff. So anyway, didn't mean to ramble, guys. It's early. Haven't had my coffee. So anyway, that's a project you may have to do, that you may want to do. Don't be perfect about it. If you don't have a wide margin Bible, not a big deal. Just take a piece of paper and glue it in your Bible. Make it an interleaved Bible, or just use the notebook. It's all how you want to do it. I'm just doing it this way because I just want them, I figured, hey, use my wide margin Bibles as notebooks, and then I can read too, depending on what I'm doing and where I'm going. So, okay, guys, remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. I hope you enjoyed this. God bless.